and all the faculty members and all the alumni of this department and my dear students. It's really a great privilege, and I'm very happy that to be stand before you as one of the oldest and effective department in the Manasa Gangotri. And now just we launched the Golden Jubilee celebration and alumni talks series of B.N. Bahadur Institute of Management Sciences. I hope it's a family of MBA graduates, right? So as a student of this Manasa Gangotri, I was seeing in 92, it's in the north side of this campus, this department. After that it moved to the north side. It developed very much. So on this day, I really appreciate the efforts made by B.N. Bahadur, who has made this building to have this department. He was also alumni of this university, but he studied commerce. But he donated to the MBA department. That's a very great achievement from him. And as we all know, 50 years is not a small amount, small time. It is a very long time. I just asked this morning, Professor Anand is telling that he has seen as a student, faculty from that south to north, and he is here and he has been with us, and he knows the transformation of this department from 90 to here. And also I always, because my brother is an IIM MBA graduate, he always says I manage the time. So I am saying that every time manage the time, managers very well. So MBA department manages very well for this long journey, because of their hard work and their sincerity and their efforts of the faculty, students, and all the alumni. I am very happy to see all the alumni, because my batch was also recently, we joined together at Bangalore, some hotel, not able to come to the department. I am really happy that all of you make today more memorable. You all come down to the Manasa Gangotri, and also you see the changes in the campus where you studied, how it has been transformed. And as you all know, higher education is transforming very, very fast. So, and also the technology changes. And the technology, information makes us to do much, much better in this world. So really in this event, I really appreciate the efforts of the chairman of this department, Professor Mahesh. Because of his consistent effort, so this today it is possible to see all of you on this auditorium. And as I seen that in the program list, this event is a year-long program, including alumni interaction, workshops, cultural programs, and scholarly activities. I am really very happy that some of the alumni coming to the campus and giving some input to the present students and to the administration is always an added advantage. I really appreciate the efforts of all alumni who are present here, who are the backbone of this institution. And one more thing is, so we are the pioneer in the field of education, and this campus is particularly, this BIMS is under the umbrella of University of Mysore. Wherever we go, I must say Vice Chancellor and say University of Mysore, it is a pride. You are one among them. Because of this department, University of Mysore makes the impact on nationally as well as globally. So I really appreciate the efforts of the growth of this department, the dedicated teachers, their guidance, and the students' ability and quality makes this department very special in the Manasa Gangotri campus. And I'm just seeing your logo, 50 years of BIMS. So you should take in stock of this situation. What best thing we can do, because you're all seniors are there. Sheshadri is here. They're all seniors. You know the difference between a quality and a quantity. The present education has a quantity, but quality has gone down. That's the problem. So I'm basically a physics professor. I'm always say that two things cannot occur at the same time. We cannot have quality and quantity go together. But it's the right time. You people should discuss. I heard that later on you will have a discussion session or panel discussion. How to make to improve the quality in particularly management education. As you've seen, nowadays MBA degrees are given to each colleges, and there is plenty number of MBA graduates. But still, just I went to the internet, I see that in India presently only 10 to 12 students will get a job out of 100 MBA graduates. That's what I got the data from the internet. I don't know whether it is true or wrong. So that means we are not capable of producing a good quality students to work in our nation. That's the important, because MBA degree is very important, and you are all there in each field. I mean from the science, but you are just management, you manages everything, whether it is science, medicine, engineering, whatever it, you manages very well. And you will see that most of the companies are handholding by the MBA graduates. Most of the companies are, even the HR department, finance department is completely controlled by the MBA faculty or MBA students. So therefore, your role is very, very high. Therefore, I want to know the inputs from your side, who are in the industry, who are in the academics, or who are in the institutions. So you should give us some inputs to improve the quality of the education, particularly to the MBA subjects. And as you've seen that, it's a proud moment for the students who are here, as it's really a great opportunity for them to see all of you, because only this batch students will see that the 50th year of celebration. That means these students definitely will interact with you, and you should tell about them. So how can you become an excellence? How can you could be a disciplined and ethical, and also you develop, the students should develop sense of responsibility towards society. We are all steady. We are all getting something else. But what is our responsibility to give it to the society? So therefore, I always remember Bahadur, who has studied here. He has given this beautiful building. Most of the students got benefited from this. Teachers got benefited. So similarly, you are all alumni. You should contribute to the society. So that has to be something to be come up from our students also. So education is not for seeking a job. Education is to gain knowledge. So those good students who gain knowledge, they will transform this knowledge to wisdom. Only those students will be able to contribute to the society. Therefore, our main motto of this university is to make students more knowledgeable, more wisdom, such that those students who pass out from this department should give something to the society, so that the MBA department should contribute much to the society, as I understood from the data. And as you consider the Golden Jubilee celebrations, of course, today I am little bit busy with many meetings and other programs because of some meetings, so I have to leave now. But anyway, I came here to inaugurate the function, and I'm really happy to inaugurate this function. And I should be a part of your panel discussion, but unfortunately I do not have a time due to some other constraints. Definitely I sincerely appreciate the efforts made by all faculty members, research students, students of this department, make today to this particularly momentous occasion of the 50th years. And they mentioned that this will be goes on continuing. So I urge all the alumni of this, you should give us some lectures or some lecture series, not only to the MBA department. There are students who are also like to do something else. So you should give us some input to our students, so that it will be benefited to the students. So I request all the alumni, please join hands with us to give us some lecture or something to our students, so that they can able to become a good citizens of this society. And I really appreciate the time. That's the most important for alumni who came all the way from different places to here to earmark these celebrations. I really wish a successful Golden Jubilee year of this BIMS in 2025 and 2026, so that this should be a fruitful, and this type of program should be seen from the other departments. We have 59 departments in the Manasa Gangotri campus. They should follow the same thing, that there is a time to come to have an alumni meet of each department and interact with the students, such that we can bring a quality, we can bring interaction, we can also know about the updates, challenges in the present situations. With these words, I will end up my introductory remarks. Jai Hind, Jai Kannada.
Yeah, hi, very good morning everyone. This is Shivram Pandey from the batch of 95-97. I'm going to snatch a minute from Sara. So please excuse me, Sara, because Mr. Loknath is having a tight schedule today and he wants to leave. So we just want to take this opportunity to honor him. And I would request Dr. Mahesh to please kindly accept it. This is on the entire community here of the alumni community, sir. This is not from the department. It's joint effort actually. So please allow us to honor you. But in the meanwhile, Dr. Loknath, I just want to tell you something, that you hit upon a very critical topic of the employability factor. Okay, and I must assure you that there are a lot of people in this room who can enhance the skill sets of the students here and also possibly help place some of them. And what we intend to do is, we want to formalize this alumni association, and we'll take it forward from there, and we'll go with your message. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. So over to you, Dr. Mahesh. Please.
As a part of Bahadur Family Foundation, we would like to honor our present Vice Chancellor.
Request everyone to just wait for a few minutes as our dignitaries come. Oh, yeah, all right. So now we'll move on to our next program, that is an introduction, a story of how the 50 years journey of this institute and this department has been. And there's no better person to speak about this other than Professor D. Anand. He has been a part of this institute for nearly 4 decades, and his dedication, I'm sure, has shaped the minds of many of the alumni present here. And having truly witnessed a major part of this journey, I request him to now share a few words on the journey of this institute.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾನು 70ನೇ ಕನ್ನಡ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವದ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. Dignitaries on the dais, Sri D.C. Sheshadri, Professor R. Mahesh, Professor Amulya, Professor Manjunath, all the invitees, beloved colleagues, senior professors, all the alumni, members of the B.N. Bahadur family, members of the media, teaching and non-teaching staff members of this Bahadur Institute of Management Sciences. I'm really emotionally moved to stand before you. As a matter of fact, my thoughts are not organized. I lived for about 38 years in this Manasa Gangotri campus, MBA department. When I asked to trace the 50 years history of management education, I thought tracing the origin of the management courses at Bahadur Institute of Management Science, which is called very recently since 2002 onwards, made me to recollect all the stories narrated to me by my former colleagues, my teachers and friends. You will be knowing management education itself is a new development in the Indian academic system. It was at a time when the Indian economy was opening up and at its peak because of the establishment of public sector undertakings after independence and opening of the economy to private sector to start up their big organizations. Both the policymakers and the academia thought of developing industrially trained young leaders to address the multidimensional problems in the growing industries of India. As such, the establishment of standalone management schools was started. It was in the year 1960, the first Indian Institute of Management, IIM Calcutta, was started. Again in the year 1962, IIM Ahmedabad was started. In Karnataka, it was in the year 1973, IIM Bangalore was started. But to prove that universities are in no way second or inferior to anybody, leaders in the university thought of introducing management programs in the university system. As a result of that, in the very next year, 1974, the MBA program was started in Mysore University. It was all because of the visionaries, academic visionaries. I must remember Professor J.K. Irani, who was the then chairman of the Department of Commerce, under the able guidance of Professor Javare Gowda, who was the Vice Chancellor at that time, MBA department. The MBA course was started, and the course was very much housed in the premises of the Department of Commerce, supported by a galaxy of professors from other sister departments of the university. For instance, from the Department of Psychology, from the Department of Mathematics, from the Department of Economics, from the Department of Statistics, learned professors, along with the practicing industrialists and the managers from the local industries in and around Mysore city, started teaching the program. It was an excellent beginning with a blend of academic and industry people to teach the management students in the Manas Gangotri campus. As I believe, almost for a decade, the program was conducted in the premises of Department of Commerce. Later on, for some time, it was moved to the NRSC building. NRSC building, many people, the present day students may not be knowing, NRSC building is the one just behind the guest house of Mysore University, where now we have the NCC office. And later on, before 84, Professor M. Venkatesh, who did his MBA, PhD from USA, who worked for some time at Dharwad University as a lecturer of management, joined this university, and he took all the interest to establish and create an independent management science department, and as a result of that, an exclusively identified premises for conducting classes was given to MBA department on the first floor of the statistics building just near to the Gandhi Bhavan in the campus. I think majority of us who are sitting here happens to be students at that statistics and first floor building premises, and I am seeing many faces who have joined along with me to that department. Incidentally, I happen to be the 12th batch MBA student. I joined the MBA course in the year 1986. From 86 to 88, I was a student, and I started teaching very immediate next batch in the year 1989. I knew the history of the department very much based on the primary interaction on my own personally since 1989. Prior to that, whatever I mentioned was what I heard through my learned professors, teachers, and my colleagues. It is in the year 84, Professor Venkatesh took charge, and he was in the department till 1999. In between, in the year 1996-97, Professor B. Shivaraj joined us as a reader, and prior to that, he was the head of the Department of Management courses at Maharaja's College, and he joined us in the year 1996-97, and he has also contributed extremely for the making of this institute. He is with us. I don't forget to mention the good work done by Professor Shivaraj for this. Remember, you can recall on your own, needless to picturize. When we were on the first floor of statistics building, there were only 2 classrooms. There were 30 chairs. Some of the furnitures were broken, and the teaching was through blackboard and white chalk and blackboard. And Professor Venkatesh was the only professor, only teacher for quite a long time, and there were visiting and guest faculty, again drawn from different departments of the campus and some people from the industry. I'm grateful to all those practicing managers from the industry who supported us in the initial stages of making this course. And even the professors of other departments helped us a lot. As I said, I joined the department as a teacher full-time in the year 1992. And later on, the campus got increased. Campus strength, as I said, the strength of the students got increased. In between, I have forgotten to mention one thing. Before I joined as a student, Professor C.A. Francis Cherunilim. Some of you might have heard of his name. Francis Cherunilim was here as a lecturer, and he taught me for about 2 semesters. When I was in the 3rd semester, he left the department on an assignment in Kerala itself. He went back to his own place, Kerala. Therefore, I know Professor Francis was also with us, and his contribution to the academia in the form of writing books on business and government and international business was appreciated across the globe, not even India alone. Even IIMs used to recommend the international business and government and Indian society textbook written by Francis Cherunilim. At that time, the intake of the course was just 30. As I mentioned, out of the 30, 2 seats were reserved for other university category. Other university means other than Mysore University, and 2 seats for international students. Only 26 seats used to be for the local students based on the government policy of reservation and all. And I am the one who believe that from the very beginning of the course, admission to this program was very professional. In the early years itself, a method of selecting the candidates for the course through a written test and interview was introduced. We are all got into the course through a written test followed by an interview. Even today, I prefer to have that form of selection procedure. But incidentally, we don't have that. Luckily, we have retained the method of selecting candidates through a written test. Now, the written test is conducted by the Karnataka State Examination Authority for the entire state, and the students we are getting are coming through a state level entrance test. And I am happy to say that of all the universities in the state of Karnataka, ours is the first universities whose seats got filled in the initial stages itself. Though the strength, the intake of MBA admission today is 6 times of what it was when we were all students. Now the intake is exactly 180. We have 180 students for first years and 180 students for second year. Along with that, some special categories to students through direct admission. International students, normally in the entire campus, it is Bahadur Institute of Management Sciences that attracts a large number of international students, and we are getting roughly some 25 to 30 students every year. That is the focus today. But somehow, up to 2002, we were all in the campus. It was in the year 1999. It was in the year 1999, Professor B.R. Ananthan, who was a professor of commerce in the nearby commerce department, joined us as a professor. At that time, the strength of the department's faculty got increased from 1 to 4. So Professor Venkatesh was there, Professor Ananthan was there, Professor Shivraj was there, and myself, along with Dr. B. Nagaraju, who joined us later on, were the faculty members there, and we were conducting classes there only. It was in the year 1999, I believe, for the first time in the entire campus, we introduced a concept called partially self-financed scheme of admission. Because all the 30 students who used to get seats through an entrance test and all, there was a restriction. There was huge demand. At the same time, the fee we were charging even today is very nominal. Along with that, it was little difficult to run the show into the expected standard. Therefore, we convinced the administration of the university to introduce a partially self-financing scheme of admission. MBA department was the first department to make an initiative in this regard. and as such, the number of seats were increased from 30 to 45 and later on to 60. Subsequently, we made 60 as the intake, and by that time, government gave an instruction not to make any admissions and charge different fees for different students and to follow uniform fee structure. As a result, we started making one section of 60 students. Somehow, it was a gift to the University of Mysore. Professor S.N. Hegde, who was the Vice Chancellor at that time, got contact with one of the greatest alumnus of this university, Dr. B.N. Bahadur. Dr. B.N. Bahadur, who was a graduate of commerce from the University of Mysore and worked as a lecturer of commerce for some time in Bangalore and in Sagar, went abroad to pursue his MBA degree. He did his MBA in US and he started his own turnaround business, and he was a very successful entrepreneur. He got in touch with Professor S.N. Hegde, the then Vice Chancellor. It is that interaction which has blessed the management department. Sri B.N. Bahadur, in the name of Bahadur Family Foundation, made a very generous contribution of roughly 3 crores of rupees in the year 2002 to construct this building. Professor Dr. B.N. Bahadur did not directly hand over the money to anybody. He is a great visionary. He himself thought for a while, instead of handing it over to anybody, let me imagine the structure of a global standard business school and make it to happen. He himself has selected the architect, the builders, and monitored on his own to construct this excellent campus with all the facilities, state-of-the-art facilities to run the global standard MBA, and the auditorium, computer labs, a library, classroom, excellent administrative block. All these things were the contributions made by B.N. Bahadur. While constructing this building, I am glad to say Professor B. Shivaraj, who was then the chairman of the department, took personal interest to visit the construction place, and he monitored the construction very personally and gave some valuable advices for modifications and all. Because of those efforts, we have an excellent ambience and excellent infrastructure in the building. In the year 2007, another great thing had happened. A bunch of learned scholars have joined us to help in teaching. Professor Aisha M. Sharif, Dr. S.J. Manjunath, Dr. Mahesh, Dr. Amulya, and by that time, Professor B. Nagaraj was with us, and Professor H.N. Ramesh was also with us. There were 8 faculty members at one point of time in the Institute of Management here in Mysore. Since then, it has grown in number. It has made remarkable contributions in the field of management. This is one part of the story. I cannot forget the contributions made by the students. My most lovable things that I can recall was the time that I spent with my students during these 36 years. I was the one who had an opportunity to spend most of my time with them. I had been to an industrial tour of 10 to 12 days with several batches. The memories of those tours, I can recall by seeing your faces only. I can relate you all with that. And I have the pride to say that more than teaching you people, I have learnt a lot. I have picked up good things from you all. I remember in the year 95, 96, I believe, in the year 93, I believe, Manjunath looked at me to organize a literary and cultural program. An attempt was made, a 2 days event like admin. It was admin. It was called admin. A 2 days literary and cultural program was organized. Subsequent batches, in the year 1995, Yatish, I think I'm right, 95, a state level literary and cultural festival was organized with a name, Mantra. Mantra. Still, I love to explain that concept. Mantra, management, the rewarding attitude. Management, the rewarding attitude. I made a competition to coin that word. I remember, I don't know whether she is here or not. One by name, yes, Sridevi is here. Yes, yes, he came from Australia. Excellent. It is she who coined the word mantra. Mantra was a state level event, and we used to organize that event in Kalamandir, Mysore. I'm not exaggerating. Roughly, there used to be 3 to 3,500 students used to participate in that state level event. That was the spirit of mantra. And along with that, our students have initiated a number of activities. Even with the minimum support that we had to be professional in the field of highly competitive management education, we tried everything. Placement activities. We initiated placement activities with a humble beginning of printing the hard copies of the brochure containing photographs of the students with their specialization and all. In the initial stages, we used to send those brochures to the companies, and many companies have also positively responded. Subsequently, after moving to this building, university has given 2 helping hands to the management. That is, one Mr. Jagdish Bahadur, who was our placement officer, and one Mr. P.S. Prasad, who helped us as the liaison officer. And during their tenure here, a great number of industry institution interaction activities happened, and with the help of them, we have reached closely to the industry. And today, I'm glad, name the company, there we have one or the other member of the BIMS family, alumni of Bahadur Institute of Management Sciences. Whenever you talk to anybody about business programs, business courses and all, in the map of management education, Mysore University and Bahadur Institute of Management Sciences is a glittering mark, no doubt. How it has happened? It has happened all because of the support given by the administrators and the students of this institute. Once again, I took you up to this Bahadur Institute, and some of you have seen really what had happened here. Either the institute has produced more than 300 PhDs in management, and along with that, every year we are also organizing literary and cultural activities with the limited resources and interacting with the industry. And as our Vice Chancellor said, I do remember he made a comment that quantity and quality. It's a notion that wherever there is quantity, there cannot be quality. It's not a rule. It's not a rule. But if we make up our mind, we can take up quality and quantity together. And I am of the opinion Bahadur Institute is striving very hard to maintain that quality and quantity at a time, for which our visiting faculty, our senior professors, the syllabus that we have today, it's remarkable. In no way it is inferior to any global standard institute, and we have recently revised with all the modern concepts of management and technology. Remember, there was a day where there was not a single computer in the MBA department, not a single computer. I still remember Mr. Jayaprakash, who was the typist at that point of time, who had a manual typewriter, who used to say, whenever we go there for asking anything, he used to say, "What can I do? I'm a dabba kutist." From that dabba, we have reached a stage wherein we have a Wi-Fi enabled campus with 200 computers, with the required software and manpower to control this technical infrastructure. This has happened all because of the university's support on the one side and the faculty's dedication. Most of our young faculty are working very hard to reach out to the students, and I must recall even Professor Nagaraj, who is here as the Registrar Evaluation, was a faculty here for about 5 to 6 years, and he did his PhD from management only. So that is to elaborate. We are moving ahead. We are with the time. We are successful in making the change makers. The number of alumni gathered here are the real witness to testify our success in the field of management. Hence, I once again endorse that this is a celebration of the legacy of 50 years excellence in management. Whatever that flashed to my mind, with my memory, I made an attempt to present before you. If there are any missings here and there, bear with me, share it with me. I love to enjoy with you by remembering those things. Thank you all.
So yeah, standing behind the dais and knowing that Anand sir spoke all of that completely only through his memory is definitely something notable. And it was nice to see how the inception of this institute started with a thought and the collaboration not just of a few minds, but various department heads, the complete support of industrial experts and also the students. So now to move ahead, we'll have a few remarks to be shared by our guest of honor, that is Professor N. Nagaraj, who is the Registrar of Evaluations at the University of Mysore. I request him to speak a few words.
Good morning. Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, the senior most professor of this department, Professor Anand sir, the chairman of the Department of Management Study and Sciences, it is BIMS, Professor Mahesh, my own colleagues, Dr. Mahesh, Professor S.K. Manjunath, Professor Amulya, the senior professors of this department who served in this department for quite a long time, Professor B. Shivraj sir, Professor Aisha madam, and many other my colleagues and students and dignitaries and invitees. It's my proud privilege to address all of you on this auspicious occasion. I had a different relationship with this department, as Anand sir has covered everything. Most of the things were covered. I just add a few things to it. It was in 1999 I stepped into this department as a research scholar and a guest faculty. Those days, just because Professor Ananthan sir was appointed as a professor of this department, Professor Shivraj was not there then, he was serving in Ethiopia. It was in 1999. It was solely headed by Professor M. Venkatesh, and it was in the interview Professor B.R. Anandan sir was selected as a professor here, and we followed the suit, we followed him, and I stepped into this department and I started teaching, and many of my students are also here. So in those days, perhaps, as Professor Anand sir has mentioned, it was started in Commerce Department, fine, it was started by many senior professors of our own department, Commerce Department, like Professor M.R. Suryanarayan Murthy was incidentally was a teacher of our Shivraj sir himself. Professor Chandra Prakash was also teaching for some time, Professor K. Nanjegowda and other commerce teachers were also part of it. When I joined this department, and many visiting professors were also there, Professor Vasudev of Statistics Department, Professor Manjappa Osamani of Economics, then became the Vice Chancellor of Krishna Bellary University, and Professor Dr. Mohan Manchario was also with me, and Madam Joan Gaur was teaching business communication. That was the scenario when I joined this department. And as sir mentioned, it was in 2000, we introduced in the first department 2 sections. Till then it was hardly only 1 section. I still remember the day when 2 sections was launched. Perhaps many of you are here. Those days, the very first day, Section A and Section B, first time in the history of Mysore University, 2 sections were started. And I'm happy to say that I was the first one, and Professor Anand sir, both of us engaged Section A and Section B together, and there was no other faculty on that particular day to inaugurate the session, because a lot of helter-skelter, many people were shouting because they did not get the seat and so many things. And it was a very first session. Section A was handed by him, and Section B I engaged in statistics auditorium. This is how I remember those occasions. And for the first time we introduced, as we mentioned, about self-financing scheme. 1 section was exclusively dedicated for that section. And incidentally, our Professor Venkatesh was serving the department for a long time as the chairman of the department. Even his son was a student who applied and he got the seat in our scheme B patron. So that is the, always I recollect my association with the department. Incidentally, I was supposed to be the student of 94-96 batch of Professor Yatish. Somehow I opted MCOM rather than MBA then, but finally I landed here. Regarding the placement, perhaps I was the best beneficiary of the placement of this department of MBA. Perhaps many of you may not be knowing, I have a tag called Dubai Nagraj because I was serving in Dubai for quite a long time, because 2 Nagrajs were there, one Mr. B. Nagraj and myself. To distinguish ourselves since 2007, I have been tagged as Dubai Nagraj because I came from Dubai and he's from Nanjangud, something like that. The tag is because of the MBA department. I started teaching, it was because Professor Anand sir, who was the placement coordinator then, people consulted him for a placement or recruitment of a teacher in the Gulf countries, and I was the beneficiary of that, and straight away I got selected, and it is because of Professor Anand. So I got placed there and all the formalities were fulfilled since 2003, and straight away from 2003 from Dubai, again I landed here because then I left India. I thought that I will never come back for teaching or even for Mysore, but way back in 2007, again I was placed and appointed the reader because of the tag and because of that affiliation, because of the experience what I had there. So I'm happy to recollect and thank personally Professor Anand and also Department of BIMS, Bahadur Institute of Management Sciences now for these gestures. So I could personally feel I was one such beneficiary who was placed from this department. Again, I have seen every aspect of the building, construction of this BIMS. It was in, as I mentioned, as Professor mentioned, that it was in statistics department. And every day we were monitoring along with Professor Shivraj, Professor Anandan sir, etc. And it was Professor Dolakia, of the then director of IIM, who inaugurated this BIMS auditorium and the BIMS building itself, when Professor Dolakia and the then Education Minister, Mr. Vishwanath. So I do recollect all those nostalgically, and very happy that even my own students where I taught this batch in this department, they're placed in most of the prestigious banks in the world. Many of them are the national heads, many of them are the state heads in various multinational banks as well. I had an occasion to meet even those students in the Gulf countries when I met visited many banks. You know, many of my students were there as the managers and the heads of the various sections. So this is the real beauty of this department. I do recollect the visiting professor Ananta Krishna Sharma was the only accounting teacher who could teach. He was a cost accountant, basically. He was working in Ideal Java, but he was visiting on Saturdays, even sometimes on Sunday, teaching accounting for our students with a lot of hands-on experience. So that means to say this department is a blend of all those people who are having rich hands-on experience and theoretical background and the classroom environment, everything. So therefore, this department not only contributed for the upliftment of the student fraternity and the student community, it has contributed a lot in the overall development of many individuals. So it's our obligation to recollect and remember the services of all those teachers who have directly or indirectly contributed. Even I remember Professor Shivraj sir was the chairman during 2004 or 5. Between that period when I was supposed to submit my thesis, physically I was not there because I was supposed to leave in the previous night to Dubai, and he was the one who took personal care in submitting sending my thesis to the Crawford Hall. That is the attachment what the department and the teachers, the commitment the teachers have towards the students as well as the research scholars. So in those lines, I could say I have a personal rapport, personal connection, attachment with the Department of Studies, with all the senior teachers and the faculty members. And I personally feel I am proud to see many of you are in a better placement and better place, and all of you have come from various places and leaving your busy schedule. You have come here to celebrate this momentous occasion. It is, it's very difficult, to recollect all those things. So if at all, I personally feel, many of my students and many of my friends even feel that it's because of this department. If at all we are something, it is because of the university. So therefore, we should remember that as long as we are here, especially personally, I do remember, incidentally, my own student has become the faculty of this department. Even Amulya was also our student, and she passed out perhaps in 2003, and she was also student of this batch and this department. These few things, I'm really personally, I thank the Department of Studies in Business Administration, then DOSBA, what we used to call, and the Bahadur Institute of Management Sciences. I remember even Madam Aisha Sharif was a visiting faculty along with Madam Gayatri and others, and I personally, I was the only one who could witness her Viva House presentation when she was doing her MBA, PhD in Business Administration. At that time, our guide was not there. I think I remember that I myself and Professor Anand were the witness for the Viva, what she conducted, and the day when PhD was awarded to her, I was also a witness. So I remember most of the things, what has happened in the Department of Business Administration. So these few words, I would like to, participate and engage myself with all the activities of the department in this Golden Jubilee celebrations of 50 years. Now as a registrar evaluation, sincerely, I appeal all of you that to mark this 50 years of celebration, I request all of you to constitute something like a Golden Jubilee, a memorial award for the students who are passing out with MBA degree. So this is possible, and at the end of this session or the continuous lecture series, I support all of you to go for this initiation. All the formalities I'll take care, and you can formulate one of the such committees, and you can name somebody for the criteria to be given for the award of the Golden Jubilee gold medal award or something like that. So with these few words, I wish you good luck. I thank you very much for participating in this momentous occasion. Thank you very much for giving an opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your fond memories and also highlighting how the Institute has shaped many careers in this room. And for the rest of the program, I would like to hand over the proceedings to Mr. Shivram Pandey. He is from the batch of 95 to 97, and he's currently the head of key accounts at Bandhan Asset Management based in Mumbai.
Thanks, Sarah. It's been wonderful. We managed very smooth so far and bang on time, like Honorable VC said. So we'll continue to maintain the time. So it's alumni time now. Okay, so I think one part of it is over now. It's going to be alumni time. Yeah. So nobody else answers from me. So I just want to give you a little bit of background on how this all came together. I just want to take a minute before I actually call upon the keynote speaker for the day. This was the day when Dr. Mahesh took over as chairman in his another term of his, and he called and said that this time we will make it. And the entire faculty of the department wonderfully supported us. And then we said, how do we get a start to this? So we said, sir, let's WhatsApp group start Marana. So then we said, how do you get 50 batches on a WhatsApp group and still able to take decisions and discuss and what we need to do? So then we made a rule that every batch will have 2 to 3 participants max in the group. And fortunately, all the batches were very kind and nominated people to be part of the group. And that's how it started. Today as we speak, we're close to about 130 members on that group. These are all self-anointed, no such election, so to say. And extremely happy to present this event today along with Dr. Mahesh and the entire faculty and the BIMS team today. And all hats off to the alumni here, and I think you all need a big round of applause. Thank you so much, much appreciated. And now the next big task was how do we get some very senior alumni and yet somebody who has had an illustrious career in the industry, either as an entrepreneur or as part of the industry. So that's when we came upon the name of Dr. Sheshadri, and I must thank Bhanu Prakash, wherever you are, Bhanu, you're around. Bhanu Prakash, I would in fact, Bhanu, it's good if you come and introduce the speaker rather than me doing it, because you've done all it for us. Yeah, please do come over. So request Bhanu to introduce Mr. Sheshadri, and we'll take it from there. Thank you, Bhanu.
Thank you, Shivram. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege and honor to introduce our keynote speaker, a visionary leader and one of the most distinguished alumni of our Department of Studies in Business Administration, Mr. Sheshadri BC, from the year 1983-85 batch. With an eminent career span of 38 years, Mr. Sheshadri has driven transformational business and technology solutions for global organizations, delivering significant revenue growth, saving in cost of capital, improvement in process efficiency, and operational excellence. Mr. Sheshadri graduated as a gold medalist and first rank holder in MBA Finance from the University of Mysore and received the Karnataka Government Award for topping all MBA graduates in the state. He also holds a law degree, and his unwavering pursuit of knowledge led him to complete prestigious programs at Stanford, Harvard, and Tufts School of Business. His professional journey began at Oriental Insurance Company, Mumbai, where he established a model branch from scratch. He later joined Infosys and played a pivotal role in building Infosys BPM Limited, a subsidiary of Infosys Limited, from its inception, eventually rising to the position of Senior Vice President and Executive Council member, leading global delivery excellence. During the COVID-19 crisis, he orchestrated the global war room, ensuring seamless operation across continents. Today, he continues to share his expertise as a freelance consultant
and trustee of an educational trust. His life is a witness to innovation, perseverance, and excellence. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Mr. B.C. Sheshadri. Thank you.
So, Mr. Sheshadri, as per the agenda, there are three parts to it. One is, we all heard Dr. Anand and so beautifully told us about the story of the 50 years. So, if you can tell us about, during this time, what's really happened in the industry and how the world has changed for us. Number one. Two, how have you been successful? Your success story is inspiring and we definitely want to know your story. And three, the message for the alumni here and the students outside the world listening to you. Thank you so much, and over to you.
Thank you, Shriram. Professor Mahesh, Professor Anand, Professor Manjunath, Professor Amulya, and Professor, or I know, Professor or Anand, which one is it? I mean, Nagaraj. He's an administrative role, right? So dignitaries on the dais, the staff members, and alumni members, and also students of the institute. As was told earlier, I am come the 83-85 batch. We were in a batch which transitioned from Commerce Department to Management Department. When I joined, Professor Irani was the head of the department, and then Dr. Munirama took over the department. Then Dr. Venkatesh came, and he started the building that Professor Anand referred, right? So we were mostly in the Commerce Department, then moved to the Management Department. That's the kind of transition period that we had. It was a very, very good experience that we had in terms of knowing about the management. At that point of time, we had only IMs to know in terms of well-known ABCs that we had. So it was a little tough to convince someone to get a job, and we did not have a placement officer and whatnot. Those kinds of things were there, right? So at the time, after my post-graduation, I joined Oriental Insurance Company as an officer, and was posted in Mumbai. I was there for 10 years, so I didn't have any much connection with the Mysore at that point of time, though my parents stay in Mysore till today also. So I used to come and go only, and though, communication was very, very difficult those times, so it is not of current days. Youngsters will not be able to understand in terms of what it means to even make a phone call. And we used to wait till 11 o'clock at night to make that STD call, because that used to be 1/4 of the price that we used to charge, right? So there has been no interaction that has happened. So pardon me for what has happened, because when I saw this building itself at some point of time, I said it must be one of the private institutes, because my memory is in the other part of the town, right? The point that I just want to highlight is, number one, continuation of the institute for such a long period of time is something that is credit-worthy. Congratulations to all the members who have been involved, either in the role of the faculty or alumni or staff members. And this is something that speaks in terms of our ability to withstand the change in the education system that has happened, because you have an onslaught of educational institutions that has taken place in the country. I'm saying this with a very clear understanding that when we were there, it was one MBA department which was there. There was no private institute that was there, right? And it used to be the focal point for everyone. But the fact of the matter is, with the education picking up momentum the way it has happened across all branches, whether it is MBA, engineering, medicine or whatnot, to be competitive in the current market is something that one should look forward to. Having said all these things, Professor Loknath made a comment about the gap in terms of academia and business. Yes, there exists a gap. When I say this, I'm not talking of any one stream or any institution. This is across the board. Because the business is changing so fast, the outside world is changing so fast, it's extremely difficult to keep pace with what is happening in industry and feed it back to the academia. Constant interactions that are happening in developed countries like US also, you'll find the things that are changing in the industry is much, much faster than what you find in the academia world. And if you have been to many universities, one common feature that I have found is almost all case studies have been dealt in the academia field is from the industry post-factum. So you know what it means, right? It is for the future learning that happens. So I think we should start looking in terms of how to bridge that gap that exists. Since there is a formal alumni association that is being formed now, my recommendation would be to start bringing those alumni to create case studies for the institute or management science institute here. You can provide students who can listen to the experience of the alumni and create case studies so that we'll be able to deal with them. That's number one of the suggestions. Number two, make it clear that alumni have an opportunity to come and interact with the students. I'm not making it as a formal lecture only. I would prefer to have an informal interaction, because current generation students, if you want to keep them focused, you need to make them participate. And for various reasons, you know, the current generation is completely different in their outlook. Positive, don't think it negative, right? And they want to learn faster. And as you all know, the attention span of current society, it includes me also, is about 3 seconds. How many of you have been able to see one video or one message which is more than 3 minutes? That's why you'll find the Instagram videos are much, much smaller, and that's why now we have got shorts and reels instead of YouTube videos, right? These are the developments that are happening outside. So I would say that make that interactive so that we'll be able to understand and participate, make them feel. And of course, it will provide opportunities for doing some of the projects if they want to do. That is another way of bridging the gap that we are seeing. Having said all those things, I see a lot of students also here, and I want to bring forth some hard truths to them also, them. Number one, getting a qualification is not a gate for you to get a role in the company. As I said, there is a gap. So please do not assume that when you become an MBA, you become a manager. That's the first statement I would like to make. It does not mean that one is going to question your IQ or intelligence or your ability to deal. No. You need to start understanding how the organization functions, how the departments function, and then only you will be able to manage them. So many companies have a training program either of 6 months, 3 months, depending on the company's ability to do that. So please participate in that and start understanding the business that is done by the company. Number two, there is an element of batch concept. I think this is something which is very peculiar in India, we have found. This is for everywhere. My batchmate, he is or she is drawing so salary, I need to have similar salary. And this is nothing to do with MBAs only, this is with every batch, including IIMs, including IAS, including KS. Okay? This is a problem which I can't understand as to how it happens. What the researchers have put in Harvard is, best of the courses that you attend, your batchmates will be at a similar level for a maximum of 5 years. Maximum of 5 years. Beyond that, it is the individual which matters. That means your background of you being an alumni of Harvard or a Stanford will not matter. Of course, it includes to BIMS also, right? So somewhere down the line, we need to understand that the foundation for your career is built by this institute, whereas the future steps are with you as an individual. And that is something just I want you to focus on, because many times I find this problem in terms of my batchmate is getting, so I need to go there, so people leave the jobs. Lucky nowadays you get a lot of jobs, so that's not an issue. In earlier days, it used to be a problem that we used to have. Number three is keeping pace with the technology is completely a necessity for all of us, including the academia. One of the areas that AI is going to impact is academia in a big way. And it will impact every walk of life. and things will be completely different than what you are seeing today in another 5 years' time. It's not my forecast, it's the industry leaders who have spoken about it. It does not mean that it will take away jobs. Let me clarify that particular point first. Because people have a notion that AI will take away the job. No, AI will not take away the job. AI is the starting point for you to be better and excel in what you are doing. You must have used ChatGPT. ChatGPT will not give you a solution. ChatGPT will give you the first draft of what you want to do. That's the first step. Likewise, there are many other products which are available. Let's not get into the details. Number two, AI is not something that has come in today or in the last 5 years. AI has been there since 1954, right? It was not evolving to an extent where the human beings can use the way they are using today. For the simple reason, number one, the computing power was much slower than what we are seeing today. You must have heard the word CPU, right? Now it is GPU, right? So that's the change that we've seen in terms of processing power. I just want to be brief on that. Number two, the amount of data that we collect today is something that we were not collecting many years back. Even 20 years back, we were not collecting the kind of data that we are getting, which they use the word big data nowadays, right? Number three, the latest trend that you are seeing in the AI world is the constraint the companies will face is in terms of power supply and data centers, which is outside their purview. So something that we all should be conscious about, because if that problem gets solved, then you will find the AI to be all pervasive. Now the question comes, what will happen to human beings? Human beings will be there. Human beings will survive. Human beings will do jobs which are completely different and of a higher order than what they are doing. It's just like we were doing the work without computers. Now, without computers, we can't survive, right? All of us have never had a mini computer with us, right? So, I want you to be clear that AI is going to impact us, and I don't want you guys to be afraid of AI. AI has to be taken as your friend, and AI has to be taken as an assistant. AI has to be taken as something that will help you to perform better. And please don't worry about loss of jobs at all. That's what happened when many years back, if you are working in Indian banks, you would know that there used to be a lot of resistance, including the insurance companies, in terms of computerization. And you know what has happened now. With all the computerization that has happened, there are more number of branches, more number of account holders. That's what is going to happen, right? Next is in terms of how to get into industry. Number one, today's industry is driven by skills, not by qualification or experience. I want to be making abundantly clear this particular element. There is no concept of experience at all. If you say experience, one can say it is sum total of one's mistakes, right? And if you want to know what is required, it is only the skill that is required. Does the AI require the skills? Yes. AI requires a skill not only of depth but also width. That is something that is critical for all of us in terms of knowing how we use AI. Because at the end of it, it is a tool which you have created and you have to use the way you want to do it, right? And where does it stop? There is no end except it comes to ethics. So, you have heard of cloning, right? Cloning has been done to an extent. Now we can clone human beings also. Okay? When we have done for sheep and goat and whatnot, we can do for human beings. But the ethics has not allowed us to clone human beings yet. If it happens, it is very dangerous. Likewise, AI is also dangerous if you cross the limits of ethics that we have to define as society. There is no one who is going to do this. This is briefly about the broader academia and industry. Please bear in mind the industry wants to move forward because it's a highly competitive world. We are all in the global world, and whatever people talk in terms of tariffs and whatnot, globalization cannot be removed. Let me tell you very clearly. Globalization cannot be removed. That's a fact of life. We need to understand that. Coming to the experience, personal experience I want to share, because I normally avoid sharing this because many people will not have the context in which it is being done. So I've tried to put so that you can understand the context of it, right? I was in Mumbai, I was asked to start a model branch. Okay? So what is your experience of a model branch? Fully furnished, what you call computers, AC and whatnot, right? It was not. As a guy who has been there, I was told to start the branch by getting the furniture from an old building known as Dolbin-Chair building near Fountain, Flora Fountain, right? I had to get it cleaned, I had to set up the office, I had to start doing it, and being a new branch, they said you have to start from zero premium base, right? And I did not have any marketing experience except I was working in the regional office, right, earlier. So I said, let me prove that it is possible to start something new and different. So I spent first year getting very small amount of premium, met all kinds of people, all kinds of issues, and insurance industry has its own pluses and minuses. Second year onwards, I was able to get a lot of traction in terms of business. And insurance industry also is very customer friendly, wining and dining, a lot of things happen, right? But I decided that I will have my own way of doing it. So I was able to focus on many corporate customers. And I found one with IDBI, Industrial Development Bank of India. The earlier avatar was a development finance bank. So it's very difficult to tell the current generation about that, right? They had all their assets, and many assets have gone bad or sick, so to say. The concept of sick is not the today's world, right? At least I could gather about 6 crores of premium on all the sick units. That means factories which are not functioning, which are silent, right? And they had a lien, so they want to take insurance, so I could get that particular insurance from them. 6 crores in one policy I could get. Number two, they started a financial institution for car financing as countrywide. It was a joint effort of HDFC and GE Capital. So I met the CEO, worked with them, and as usual they asked, what is that you will give me different than what others are offering? I said, I will ensure that you will get a portfolio of insurance. It's extremely good. So I worked through a lot of things to ensure that, number one, there is a centralized way of issuing the policy. Number two, completely computerized. Number three, there is no paperwork that is involved in terms of issuing the policy by these guys. The simple formula I followed was, as a financier, they have all the details that are required for issuing a car policy. I'll just transfer them to my system and issue the policy. And there is a provision in the law which says the government can appoint a private person as an agent to issue the policy. And I use that. And the comment I got from my CEO at the time was, I can't imagine someone in this generation is talking about this particular provision and use that for a beneficial for the industry itself. So I could get about 8 crores of premium at that point of time using that. Likewise, I developed the branch and it was doing well, and I was very restless, so I moved to Infosys at that point of time. At Mumbai, as a branch manager, I had a car, telephone. At that time, it was a luxury, not today, okay? So, and a flat in Mandra, Andheri, right? So, it was a luxury, but I left a job and joined Infosys. As usual, you had a lot of naysayers who said, hey, this guy is a mad guy because he's leaving a government department or a government company with all the facilities. He's joined Infosys. After 2 years of Y2K fever was there at that point of time. So they said he will be kicked out after Y2K, what will you do? I said, whatever it is, I have a law graduation also, I'll put a black coat and then go to the court. That's what I told them. So as it happened, I joined as a business analyst for an insurance product. It did not take off in Infosys at that point of time because of various reasons. Let's not get into that. Then I got a largest project on insurance from a US broker. It was $7 million of project, 100% years of effort. And I worked from the stage of a proposal preparation till its implementation, including the global implementation. Let's not get into the details. Let's talk about the benefits and the impact. That company had about 370 applications they were using, 70 offices in the US. After we implemented this particular system, they created 2 service centers, collapsed all 370 applications. And that is the transformation that we were able to bring on board. And this was the third effort they were trying to develop this policy management system. In simple words, what matters is when you start the project or an assignment, you will not know that what is the impact you're going to create. But having said that, I want you to be aware that in today's world, you need to start looking in terms of what is the impact you are going to create rather than what effort you are going to put. That is something that is very, very critical for you in terms of doing it. Other experience in terms of starting the BPM or BPO business for Infosys. As usual, one of the directors came and told me, Shesh, you have business experience, why don't you start? I said, okay. I didn't know what ABC of it. At that time, another executive who was to handle this line of business was sitting in Chandigarh, I was sitting in Bangalore. So we used to sit and discuss in terms of opportunities, how to do it and whatnot. At that time, the company was clear that we have to start this business. Citibank evaluated the company at 100 million with 0 revenue. Okay, and they want to participate at 20%. And a lot of meetings happened with the founders also, as it happens. So I used to joke with them, head is there, tail is sitting in Bangalore. We used to have very, very good experience in terms of putting a lot of proposals, including one for BP, British Petroleum, post 9/11. They wanted a proposal in terms of how to secure their various systems. And we could respond in 6 hours to get that done. So that is something which I remember as one of the things that we were able to do. Later on, we were able to get very well-known names in the industry. And of course, joined with zero base, left with $1.5 billion of business, have grown from 1 office to 36 offices. And of course, I was also involved in one of the acquisitions of the company. And buying a company in Infosys is extremely difficult. As you must have heard, Mr. Murthy always talks about acquiring a company is like getting married. So that was the kind of strictness that we had. I was successful in terms of making it happen in the 3rd attempt, though other 2 attempts did not get into the acquisition mode. So I would say that the potential that you have is something that you will discover when you are pushed to the wall. I did not go with an intention saying that I will do all these things when I joined Infosys or when the assignment was given to me. I took it with a clear view that somewhere I will be able to do well and see that I will be able to prove justice to what has been given to me. As Maradona said, there was a hand of God which helped me to do these things. That's the way I would do it across, right? So somewhere down the line, if the things are unknown to you and you are pushed to the wall, you will realize the potential that you have, which is in you. Because of various reasons, we may not have the opportunity to do that. I have seen this happen with many of my colleagues in the company. We conduct a quality event known as Inspire, and what I did was to make every year new person to handle it. I have seen those guys performing extremely well, though in the normal course they may not be the best performers that you have. So somewhere down the line, you need to start identifying the potential of the individual by giving them the opportunity to do well. That is something that is very, very critical. And in terms of the teams, I would say that you treat your team members as good human beings. That is something that is clear in my experience. And never ever try to put weight of your role, power, knowledge on any of them. And they will respond back to you extremely well. And some of the experience I had is so nice that I cannot imagine in terms how they have been able to perform the way they have done in a highly competitive environment. Last experience I want to share is about the COVID experience. It was an unknown scenario, and one fine day, COVID happened, and government declared that they're going to shut everything, right? So it was a panic situation, and I was there, and I said, can I handle this? At that point of time, technically, I was not supposed to handle that particular work. It was to be handled by the head of the operations. As a head of delivery excellence, I said I will put my contribution, because top operations was busy with something related to the billion-dollar revenue challenge, right? So I took it and I ran that project, bringing people across the globe, and it is an experience which I don't forget in my life. And we could do that work in terms of moving people from office to home, and we are talking of people across India, and we could see people taking their desktops to their homes in their cabs and shipping those desktops to different locations in India, and we ensured that not a single customer has been impacted because of this movement. And for that, I wanted my team, that means entire company, to help me in terms of executing it. And somebody remarked me, which I take it as an honor today, is, thanks Shesh that you didn't make us lose our job. That's a compliment which I got, because that is something that we were able to ensure. And it is an experience. Many people keep asking me whenever I'm in Infosys, how did you even think of doing this done? I said, I have gone through a lot of events in my insurance days. Bombay floods, Bombay blast, Bombay riots. In all situations in the insurance company, I was handling the claims part of it. So it is something that I would say that I always look forward to say that you need to have a solution, and you don't have to worry about the problem that you have at hand. And there are problems will always be there to be solved. That's the way I would look at it. Lastly, certain things which I want to highlight. Number one is the team effort is something that is much, much greater than anything that you see. And you will see that in many events. You will see that in the women's cricket when they won, how they were able to bring on board not only the current team members but also the seniors. That shows in terms of what a team can do. Number two, communication, the art of communication. There are two things which I want to highlight. One, more than speaking, listening is the critical piece of communication that we need to have. Particularly if you are in a position of a manager or a leader, please ensure that you listen more, speak less. Because at senior levels, whatever you speak becomes a law or a rule or a procedure. And if you listen more, your ability to give a decision is better. And I would encourage active listening, because an active listening makes you to think in terms of why he or she is speaking that particular statement. That is very critical, because we read communication in MBA classes, but very, very difficult to practice in terms of it, because we think it is English, right? Or I have more good vocabulary so I can do it. No, it is not. It's much beyond that in terms of communication. Number three is in terms of looking at the technology and change management. Many of us will say that I am not from an engineering background, so I don't know technology. Please don't say that. Technology is everyone's responsibility. Acceptance of technology is everyone's duty. How many of you have undergone any training program on using your mobile phones? How did you learn it? That's where the answer lies, right? And change management. Change management is a part of life. Change is a part of life. Managing that is a part of your responsibility. And human beings always resist change. How many of you come to the office or institute, management institute in a car? Sure. We don't, right? We tend to park the car in the same place. There may be 10 other parking slots, but still you want to park in a particular place, right? I'm talking a free parking lot, not an apartment complex situation, right? So please start looking in terms of change as something that it starts with you. Accept the change and don't think any change will have a negative effect. Many of the changes will have a positive effect. Lastly, I would like to say that you need to contribute to the society. Professor Loknath spoke about it. It need not be monetary. I think people are taking it that is always monetary. No. In our country today, you require leadership qualities. Many institute associations require our society. We need to provide that leadership in terms of making things happen. That is something that is very, very critical for all of us. It need not be monetary only. If it is monetary, it's fine. In addition to monetary, if it is any contribution you have to do of your choice. It can be an orphanage, it can be an old age home, it can be anything else that you can do so that you will be able to be part of the society, because the society has given us something which we have to repay back. We are all privileged when compared to what you see with many more people in the country, and I would say that please keep this as a part of your goal in life so that you'll be able to do what you are looking at. Finally, enjoy the work that is given to you. Not all the work that is given to you will be something of your like. I used to dislike a lot of work that is given to me, but I used to do for the sake of doing it. But remaining part I used to enjoy, and please, this will remove all the tension that you get in the office and work-life balance that people talk about. Okay, so I wish all of you congratulations on achieving 50 years of the Institute Management Department, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. And yeah, thank you, sir, for sharing your insights on the career, the industry out there. And we have with us the registrar of the University of Mysore, that is Srimati K.S. Rekha. Sorry, Srimati M.K. Savita. I'm so sorry. She's here with us despite her busy schedule. I'd like to take a moment to welcome her to our program. Welcome, ma'am. And to share her wishes to our institute and speak a few words, I would like to call her upon the stage right now.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಹಾಗೂ ಮೈಸೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಿಂದ ಈ ರಾಣಿ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟಿಂದ ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರತವನ್ನು, ಮೈಸೂರನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಲುಮ್ನಿಗೆ ಮೈಸೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಿಂದ ಕುಲಸಚಿವೆಯಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅದ್ಭುತ. ಇವತ್ತು ಮೈಸೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 50 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ತಮ್ಮ ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳೆದು ಇವತ್ತು ಅತ್ಯುನ್ನತ ಹುದ್ದೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ವಿದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಶ್ಲಾಘನೀಯ. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನದಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಈಗಷ್ಟೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಈವನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಡ್ರಾಪಿಂದ, ಫುಡ್ಡಿಂದ, ಈವನ್ ಈ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಿಂದ ತಂದು ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು 10 ಮಂತ್ಸಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ ಥರ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಆ ಥರ ಬೆಂಚಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲುಮ್ನೀಸ್ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇ ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಓದಿದಂಥ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಸೆಂಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ. ಆದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕೂತಿರೋದು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬಹಳ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಮೈಸೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಅಲ್ಯುಮ್ನಿನೇ. 2002ರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು MA ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಆನಂತರ KS ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಮೈಸೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಕುಲಸಚಿವೆಯಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಲ್ಯುಮ್ನಿ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ BN ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ರವರ ಕೊಡುಗೆ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿವತ್ತು ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ, ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಅವರದೇ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. BN ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಅವರು ರಾಣಿ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿ ವಿದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಮೈಸೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸುಮಾರು 50 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ MCOM ಓದಿದಂತಹ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟನ್ನು ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರತಿಫಲಾಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಮಗೆ ನೀಡಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ದಾರಿನಲ್ಲೇ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಮೈಸೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಏನಾದರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು, ಅಲ್ಯುಮ್ನೀಸ್ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದ್ದೇ ಆದರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಎತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾಲ್ವಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರು ಮೈಸೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಸ್ಥಾಪಕರಾದರೆ ಅದರೊಳಗಡೆ BN ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಅವರು ರಾಣಿ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದಷ್ಟು ಯಾರೋ ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕೊಡುಗೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಅಥವಾ ರಾಜ್ಯದ, ದೇಶದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಸಾಧನೆಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಮಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಪದವಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆದರೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮರೀಚಿಕೆ ಆಗೇ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಸಹಕಾರ ನೀಡೋದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಸರು ಪಡೆಯುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ಸನ್ನು, ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲನ್ನು ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮೂಲಕ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟನ್ನು ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಎತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಆಶಯ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೇನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಈ ದಿನ ತಮ್ಮ ಸಮಯದ ಕೊರತೆಯ ನಡುವೆಯೂ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ರಾಣಿ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹಳೆಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ 50 ವರ್ಷದ ಸುವರ್ಣ ಸಂಭ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆಚರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮೈಸೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಿಂದ ತಮಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
Grateful thanks to you, Srimati Savita, for joining us and for your kind words. And ಕಾರಣಾಂತರಗಳಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಐ ವುಡ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಟು ಹಾನರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸವಿತಾ ಆನ್ ದ ಬಿಹಾಫ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ alumni community here. So if Sarah could help us. Thank you, Savita. Okay, great. So now let's have something interesting. Now, what we'll do is we'll just go across the audience and have some of our select alumni speak and share their thoughts, views, and whatever best memories and funny memories if you want to share. Welcome, please. So we'll invite. What we'll do is we'll have it in 4 sections of the auditorium. And we'll go across and would request you to please volunteer to speak out. And if I may have mics, please. Okay, so give a round of applause to Namita, who's been helping us since morning, Shamla, Sarah. So if you can please help. You can go over to the left section first. Okay, so while you gather your thoughts and make up your mind to come up and talk, I just want to put in a word of thanks to these batches. Okay, so let me just do the honors here. Firstly, the batch of 2005 and 7, if you can stand up please. 2005-7, great job guys. The stage is all thanks to you. The stage setup is all taken by this batch. So thank you all for the initiative. And it's really come up very well. It's beautiful. I'm sure all of you would agree. And next in line, we would like to thank the batch of 94-96. If you can please raise. This is the batch that took up the entire photo and video. And by the way, I just want to add that in my experience, this has been the most enterprising batch. And you can just see the number of people who made it. And I think the maximum percentage of people made it to the total in the group of WhatsApp is actually you guys. And you also have the credit of initiating Mantra. Madam, this was the first time we initiated Mantra, which was an intercollegiate festival attended by various institutions across the state of Karnataka. This was way back in 95. And I'm told it's been running till 2019, and very soon we want to revive that again. And by the way, I mean, I'm sure Mr. Shesha, you spoke about a lot of people who are succeeded in various walks of life. But I want to tell you that we also have a celebrity amongst us, Lucky, who's been part of KGF movie. He was a co-star along with Yash. So great, yeah, thanks so much guys for making it. And next we would like to thank the batch of 95-97, if you can please raise. I am part of that batch, so I am here standing already. So for taking up the entire honoring of the guests and related work, thank you so much for that. I also want to thank a lot of unnamed people, few names like Nishchit, Banu, Vijendra, Prabhakar, Venu, Karpagam. Big round of applause for everyone. Indra Varma, Deepak, Dr. Harsh, Sala, Shamla, everyone, Namita, the entire team that's helped us, and a lot of them actually called Dr. Mahesh and said, by the way, we want to do this. And we said, we still don't have a formal setup, formal account, nothing that we can pool resources. So just hold on. And once the event is done, we'll let you know what we can do. And we're all going to do that work now in the second half. So thank you, Dr. Mahesh and team, for inspiring a lot of alumni to come forward and contribute, rather. Now let's do the honors. Is someone ready, please? Where are the mics? Let the mics go over, please. We have about 10 minutes where we can have 4 of you present. Okay.
Hello.
And also, I would like to request the batch of 2000 to raise, please. All the students of 2000, grateful thanks to you. The whole food part is taken care of by this batch. Give them a big round of applause. Because we are also hungry and we are going to go soon for lunch. And just hold on to your seats, not much time we are going to take. So we're just going to wrap it soon. Okay, now can we quickly have some volunteers to talk, please? Or I may have to name. Okay, there she goes. Okay, here there is.
93, 95.
Yeah.
Once,
Please go ahead.
Here. Okay. So thank you very much for the University of Mysore for giving us an opportunity to really start to come up. Hello. I think before joining University of Mysore, we were nothing. Yeah. ವಿಜೇಂದ್ರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಲು ಎಳಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೇ ಥರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಹೋಗೋ ಪೋಡಿಯಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಮುಂದೆ ಅಂತ. ಅವಾಗ ಕಾಲು ಎಳಿತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅವಾಗ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮೀಡಿಯಮಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು, ನಮಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೂ ಭಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಐ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಗಾಯತ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು ನನ್ನ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಾಗಿ ಕರೆದು ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ. ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವತ್ತು ನನಗೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಟು ಸೇ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ I was the head of South for ICICI Securities, listed over 300 companies and moved to US. I was with US Bank, handled North America operations and came back, and I've started a new initiative. We are working on a breast cancer screening device. We are the first one in the country and probably one of the very few in the world who will be doing this trans-elimination technology under breast cancer. Thanks to University of Mysore. Since all of us are here, Madam is also, Srimati M.K. Savita has also requested all the alumni to contribute from our end. I just want to take this particular point to initiate on this section, whatever 80 or 80G. So if we can start an alumni under section 80G, I'm sure CSR, I think my ex-colleague Pandey is also here. I was fortunate enough to work and fight with my own University of Mysore students like Sudhir, who's my junior. He was, once again, we were fighting to get elevated in Kargi, and we were fortunate enough to work with Pandey in Franklin Templeton. So competition is not outside, it is within University of Mysore is what I want to say. The point what I was trying to say is like under 80G, if we can set up Alumni Association, the contribution can come from CSR, and we can also contribute, and we can do that. Point number one. Point number two, I still remember MBA ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗೋದು ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಬಡಿಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಪೇಪರ್ ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಪೇಪರ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಸೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಗ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ಸ್ಕೋರು. ಆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಐ ಸಾ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ್
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು.
ದಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಓಕೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಎನಫ್ ಟು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೈ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನೋಡಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ, ಐ ರೋಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. So the reason why I'm taking this story is because that shouldn't happen to my juniors here in University of Mysore. The scenario is completely changed thanks to Mr. Seshadri. I'm sure he may not be telling you openly, but I'm sure thousands of people have got an open invite at process till we can get that. So most important thing, beyond that getting as an employee, I would urge my juniors to think about being an employer. Startup is something which is you need to think from the day one. I would request once again Professor Anand and Professor Mahesh and the entire team to set up an incubation center. Since I was also part of Startup Karnataka as a jury member, we know the process, and I'm sure this will be a great thing which you should start up. I can contribute to the greater extent on the incubation center. So there are a lot of other startups looking at a space also. So today, thanks to B.N. Bahadur family and the foundation, they have given us a wonderful space. We have a space. Space is not a constraint. So if the institute and the registrar can give us a permission, then probably we can have a setup. Since we also have 200 pieces, this shouldn't be a problem. So this will work something like, what do you say, all companies can also come here and spend a nominal amount of say 5,000 or 10,000 or start their company here as an incubation center. And the ideas can also come from the students, and alumni like us can also contribute in terms of the knowledge sharing, or we can also help as an angel investor. So of course, and I'm also an angel investor, invested over 3 companies, exited in 2 companies. So these opportunities are always there. So alumni can also be an angel investor, and I'm sure the celebrities like Lucky can also help us in that. So getting the investors. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thanks,
there are a
Chandru.
lot of
Yeah,
other
sure.
ideas. Thank you so much, and I'm sure people are also
Yeah, so
waiting to
we're
give
bit
their
hard pressed for time,
contribution.
but we're going to call upon you to have a more longish discussion on this. And
Thanks.
some of you who have time can join us for some discussion today. Second half, we're going to have on formalizing this situation. Okay, thanks so much,
Thank you.
Chandru. Let's
So-
call upon Dr. Shailaja Madhav. So I recognize you. Yeah, please welcome. Yeah, so somebody is saying ki, but mole odi bada. So I'm sure she's going to keep up the time. Yeah. So meanwhile, I just want someone here to please be ready. Sections here, please. Yeah, sure.
Very good morning, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. I agree with the words of my friend Prashant who said mole odi bedama, because that goes very well with me because I'm a teacher myself. But before I start, I would like to start by saying Acharya Devo Bhava. I bow to all my teachers. A huge thanks to Asha ma'am, Aisha ma'am. I mean, I wish I could say the same thing to Shivraj sir. Of course, our OG of all times, GOAT, Anand sir, and Mahesh sir, and yeah. It's like sir, when sir was saying about he has so much good experiences with the trips, and ours I'm sure sir would never forget, because we made sir stay in the platform of Delhi railway station for 24 hours, eating paos, eating buns, because we were broke by the time we were supposed to come back. Midnight biryani, thanks to all of us. So even today, whenever any word of a trip comes to the mind, that is where we go back. And then, so lovely, great memories we have had, and so many memories we have created. And and there's actually, I'm an associate professor, Dr. Shailaja. I work in Manipal Academy of Higher Education. And today we had our convocation ceremony there, wherein I was expected to play a key role. I had to literally plead, request, and almost beg our registrar to take permission. And then I couldn't let go, because I understand how important alumni meet is for an institution, because being an alumni coordinator myself, I run behind students. So now I did not want the same thing to happen. With Pandey taking up the initiative, so definitely not. So yeah, this is so many memories, like given the time constraint and all of that, and given the opportunity to be given to this side alumni as well, I wind up again by saying thank you so much. We are what we are because this is where we started from. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Shailaja. Thank you. Thanks for that. I recognize the presence of Mr. Harakumar, wherever you are, sir. If you can raise. Thanks so much for joining us. And quite a few of our batchmates, remember, you was GM of Mysore Lac and Paints. And from the 86-88 batch. Appreciate you joining us. So, okay, let's hear from, gentlemen here, you wanted to speak? Yes,
Sure.
please. Yeah, mic is on. You just hold it closer and hold it straight.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
If you can just raise, we can all see you and you can introduce yourself. Yeah.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. 2002 ಬ್ಯಾಚ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಪೀರಿಯಡಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಬಿ ಆರ್ ಅನಂತನ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು. ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ವಾಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನಲ್ ಲೀಡರ್. ವಿ ವರ್ ದ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ವಿಟ್ನೆಸ್ಡ್ ದಿ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಲೈನ್ ಸೆರೆಮನಿ ಹಿಯರ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋ ಮೋರ್, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಆನಂದ್ ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್. He was also truly inspirational. Nagaraj sir, and one more Nagaraj sir who is from Nanjangud. No more. Unfortunately, he is not here today. Regarding Alumni Association, we have to check the legal status. If the legal status is something which cannot go through, then all our exercise will go fail. I don't know in what capacity Mysore University can help us. I don't think government will permit this. Before making an association getting registered, we have to check the legal status. And also regarding the ATJ, perhaps our batch of 83, he himself is an law graduate, if I remember. So please check the.
We'll keep that in mind.
No,
Thank you.
As a private, even nobody will stop it. But the role of Mysore University, it's It has to be examined thoroughly.
This time we'll make it happen. I know it's 50 years, but better late than never.
Yeah, okay.
And Madam Savita herself is there, so she's assured us help. So we need your help to formalize this structure, please. Yeah, along with the faculty. Yeah, great. Okay, who else? So it's alumni time. Take the max of it. You are loud enough actually.
So good afternoon to everyone. This is Deepak Kumavi, batch from 2005 to 2007. I can proudly say that which I'm standing here and talking just because of beams. Some of our colleagues said they couldn't speak English. Same thing happened to me, even though I'm from English medium. First class, Professor Ramesh from economics. There were three Deepak Kumar. He said Deepak Kumar V. That was I was me. That was me. I went to Dayas. He said explain economics. I was stunned. I was standing for half an hour because in my graduation never ever written one paper, never ever attended any classes. Honestly, my attendance was below 50%. So I was so much attached to this institution. I did my MBA here. Then after that I joined Evening College, PGD HR I did. I'm proud to say that I got 2 offer letters in placement here. I chose one. Today I head of marketing for Landmark Group India. So I'm very proud, thanks to this institution. Just to add a couple of points to my seniors, what they said. I always initially talk with Mahesh sir. I propose that we want to officially form an alumni association here. Sir, just to add to your point, I'm already done a couple of registered associations. Being an entrepreneur, being an employee, I know the formalities. I already requested sir to provide us some small room. If all of us decide, if we want 2 students from each batch, it's not difficult to get them placed, is what I feel. And it's our responsibility that we should handle, guide them, not to only for presentations or their internship. We should guide them for their placements. And we from 2005 and also from all of us, we want to take this opportunity to take this forward, not for this session. They should not start and end here. So as Pandey sir clearly mentioned, second off, like-minded people can join and move this forward. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, really appreciate it. And also please remember there are people, students outside listening to all that you are sharing. And obviously the hall cannot hold all of them. There are 400 of them. So they're all in different rooms listening to you all. And yes, I do come across situations, madam, when, for example, recently I got a call from my daughter who studies at TACME, and she said, do you guys have my company in your organization? So I said no. So I just happened to approach HR and I told HR that why don't you just call TAPME? So he immediately agreed and he said next day he arranged a call with the TAPME guys. I don't know what really happened, but see, I think it's about asking for it. So there is something called in Hindi, "Poochne mein kya hai?" Ask for it. And the problem is I have not seen many people coming over to Mumbai, or at least asking people in Mumbai on that actually. So on that note, one last, we can have 2 minutes please. Anyone else, or we just proceed? Yeah, please, gentlemen there, yeah, if you can recognize yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, okay, yeah, please. He just wants to complete that note.
So regarding one of the questions raised by alumni, so we have established University Career Hub where you can have the incubation center. It's already there. All the arrangements are made, all the equipments are there. So straight away, right from now, you can start that. That privilege and the facility, University Career Hub is already having it. So madam has assured that right now, any MBA alumni, even the freshers who are going out, they can take that. And regarding the alumni, yes, madam has agreed that we will provide you a decent accommodation and you can work right from today itself. So that is from our side.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon. This side, Satyanand. I am from 98 to 2000 back. Thank you, this wonderful celebration. Thank you very much for all the professors. First of all, thank you, Professor Nagaraj. I was, I think, first student of US, 98. When you joined 99, I think my interaction was very much with you. So, just to update you, I echo with Sheshadri sir. Today, there is a big gap, big skill gap between what industry is expecting and what we are delivering. Or what exactly the students are. So when there is such a massive gap, there is, we are going to expect the demand and supply gap. There is more supply, less demand. It's not a realistic demand. It's because of the capacity, it's because of the skill gap. So, all we, alumni, we can help you, we can come forward, we can make our students to take up the better skills. We can help them to engage with the better skills. We from all our batches, we are happy to come forward because I am the industry. I've been with industry from last more than 25 years, and I know that we have been recruiting from last 15 years what exactly the skill gap and how can we make up it. And one more thing, it's not easy to place everyone. So most of the renowned management schools, they are not just preparing for the jobs, they are preparing for the entrepreneurship. So these entrepreneurs can create few more entrepreneurship, that as Madam and Mr. Nagaraj has confirmed that the incubations and the startups can help us. Being we are also few of our friends and ourselves, we are also contributing and supporting the startups. We are also angel investors. So we can also come forward, help the students to promote by investing small amount or bring the investors. We have some contacts with the angel investors or other kind of investors. We can help. This is what we can do it. Yes, we have to create few more investors, few more entrepreneurs, and we have to make it better. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, much appreciated, and you already made a beginning with the today's event. Thank you. Okay, now let's get into the penultimate part of the day and the most important part of honoring some of our retired staff of the Department of Management Science and now BIMS. So to do the honors, may I request Dr. Savita to honor Dr. Aisha Sharif. Madam, if you can please proceed to the stage. Quite a few of you in the room would remember her. A lot of people outside this room. She's been a great mentor, teacher for all of us, and extremely humbled and fortunate to get this opportunity for the batch of 1995-97. I'm afraid Dr. Shivraj is not to be seen. Wow, fantastic. Okay, so next may I call upon Dr. Shivraj, and on behalf of the entire alumni community and the BIMS team, we would like to honor you and felicitate you, sir, for all your contribution, wonderful contributions through so many years. Yes. Madam, please. So again, Srimati Savita to do the honors along with the faculty members of BIMS. May I call upon Mr. Prasad Bahadur, again from the BIMS, and Mr. Jagdish Bahadur. If you can, gentlemen, if you can please come over to the desk. Okay, may I call upon Srimati Annapurna to join us on stage, and Sri Narsaya. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a very big round of applause. And a lot of things that happen behind the scenes is all because of them.
Kind attention, please. On behalf of the Bahadur Family Foundation, we would like to honor our registrar. Kindly give a big applause.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you, madam. Okay, so now there is one surprise element to this honoring part of the program. We would like to call upon Sri Devi, who actually coined the word mantra, for the special honors. And if I may request the entire mantra team to come on to the backstage.
क्या आपको पता है what happens in your
Not really backstage, sorry, stage. On the stage, please. So Shri, if you can come over to the front of the stage.
पूछने में क्या है?
Sridevi, if you can step forward and accept the honor. Who? Let me go forward. Okay. If you can just turn towards the camera and then proceed, please. Let's do the honors. Let's do the honors first. I'm sure the whole day is there for us to catch up. Maybe some of you could join on the other side, yeah, behind. Thank you, Sridevi. The name will remain forever. And we want to revive mantra very soon. Thank you so much for joining. Great. Can we just do a quick picture? Yeah. So I just would request KK to share his thoughts before we...
Just one thing. It's been 30 years and Anand sir remembered each one of our names. I think a big applause to that.
Please, KK, you too want to do that. Okay, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take the, just one request to all the alumni, just wait for a few more minutes for the group picks. We just have 2 more honoring to be done, and then after that we will take, so kindly oblige. That's what we're doing. Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just complete it in the next 10 minutes, and then we'll have all the group picks with the respective batches on stage, okay? Thank you. So let's call upon Mr. Professor Nagaraju, Registrar Evaluation. Would request Dr. Mahesh and team to honor Professor Nagaraju. Okay, request if you can clear the stage, please. Others, if you can please clear the stage. Please give me a round of applause, Professor Nagaraju. Next, but the most important keynote speaker of the day. Yeah. Mr. Sheshadri, can you lower the music, please? Music off, Madi. Mr. Sheshadri, would like to call upon Mr. Sheshadri and request Dr. Mahesh and Ms. Amulya to do the honoring, please. Mr. Sheshadri, if you can please come in the front. Give me a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Bangalore for this event, Mr. Sheshadri, BC. Thank you, really appreciate your time, sir. Okay, next for the final set of honoring. This is on behalf of all the alumni present here and also the batch of 1995-97. Would request the faculty members of BIMS, starting from Dr. Mahesh, Dr. Anand, Dr. Manjunath and Professor Amulya to please come forward. And would request Srimati Savita and Professor Nagaraju to the honors, please. Dr. Anand, this is on behalf of the alumni, so humble request to accept it. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. Wait. Thank you so much, everyone, for this wonderful event and inviting us to the university, and look forward to make a new beginning for the Alumni Association and a lot more to come. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Mahesh for his presiding remarks and vote of thanks by Professor Amulya after that, and then we go for the group picks and then lunch. There is a selfie booth placed outside, again thanks to 94-96 batch. You can please use that and make it more memorable. and get all over the social media. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you so very much. Okay, this is the last part of the session. I request all of you to just take your seats, please. I'll not take much of your time. Yes, sir. Yes, I'm really happy and proud to stand before you to deliver the presidential remarks. We have witnessed an emotional ocean here on this stage. I'm so very happy that a small trigger that we did, say 3 months ago, ultimately culminated into such a big occasion, an occasion where all the alumni could put their act together and they were able to make it today for the launch of 50 years Golden Jubilee celebration and Alumni Talk Series. I'm really, at loss of words, really emotional, just because I also happen to be the alumni of this department. The moment I took over as the chairman of the department for the second term, that was there in my mind that this somehow, there was a very good occasion, 50th year, very few departments in the universities would have this and make it a great gala event. From then onwards, whatever little contacts that I had of the students from 2007-8 batch, because that is when I joined this institute, then we just made a very small beginning, around 10 to 15 of them on one fine Sunday afternoon. Then little did I know that it would ultimately trigger an event of this magnitude. I'm so very happy that you all made time for yourself today to be here, to share your nostalgic memories, and at the same time, I'm so happy that you're so emotional when you say that we want to do something for the institute. That's really great of you, that all of you are speaking only one voice. You're speaking only one voice, irrespective of whatever the batches that you're coming from, but you're also emotionally charged up today. Even while doing this interaction on the online interactions, I could see the energy levels of the voices of some of them touching high decibels. Just they were so excited that they're coming back. It's all homecoming for you. See, you're coming back to your home. A home that nurtured you. The home that made you what you are today. And I could see that vibrancy, that emotional tinge in whatever that you spoke, right through my interaction with the alumni. Maybe I did not teach many of the batches. A few of the batches I taught. But anyway, I could see, irrespective of the fact that whether I taught them or otherwise, the BIMS family, the fraternity, that kind of emotional connect was so deep that I thought, yes, this is the time that we shall have an official launch on 29th, and followed it up by a series of activities, series of alumni talk, series of panel discussions till March 2026, where we are going to have the valedictory ceremony coinciding with the retirement of Professor Anand sir. Because we want to make it a great gala event, a befitting kind of a function that befits his stature and his time in the department and his connectivity, because 38 batches are rallying around Anand sir out of the 50 batches. It is not joke. It's a person, from very humble beginnings, making such great strides and making an institution to grow to this extent is not an ordinary achievement. And therefore, I have decided and let me tell you, I happen to be the student of his first batch as a teacher. So therefore, that was more than me, more than anybody else, that I want to make this happen. So therefore, you have all come here, you have stood by us. Again, as I said, I'm lost at words, because this is just going to be a beginning. We are going to have an official inauguration. Hopefully the Honorable Chief Minister would come on 26th of December as he has promised. And from there on it will take different turns, and the kind of the alumni strength that we have, the way that they spoke, the investments that they were talking about, the kind of CSR kind of activities that we are talking about, it's all in, it's all going to happen. We are going to trigger that immediately before the next, that is the official inauguration of the Golden Jubilee celebration on 26th of December. We will have the Alumni Association registered by then. Today, soon after after lunch, we shall get the select alumni on board and try to fix it up so that by 26th of December, we will launch Alumni Association also. This is the plan that we have. And then, as you people know, this is an institute which represents alumni in its core existence, because of B.N. Bahadur's contribution. Whoever comes to our university, whenever any sort of alumni discussion takes place, all the university officials bring them to our institute only to showcase. You can see if an alumni minds what can be done. See this infrastructure. This can be done only when there is an alumni intervention. And now from there, 2003, we have somehow, for reasons beyond our control, not been able to take that forward. Now, I promise you, with the support of my core faculty, and ours is the only department in the entire university where the core faculty are so much integrated and together. I'll speak that in as a sense of pride, because you know how university system works, but we function like corporates, because we teach business management. Therefore, we manage the show very well. Only thing is that we wanted some trigger to kind of, make all of you come over here and get things started. And that trigger was given by the 50th year. Therefore, I congratulate, I thank all of you who have made it today. And there are many calls, coming to me saying that, sir, with a very short notice, we could not make it on 29th. It is very good that you have another function on 26th of December, so that those who have missed out will be able to make it on 26th. And that doesn't mean that those who have come here, please come over again, because it's your home. Say it is your home. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಇದು, ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇರಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ನ ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಣ. ನನಗೆ ಐ ನೋ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಶೂರ್, when Pandey was telling me, some of the IIM graduates are working under the graduates from DOSPA, BIMS. I'm so happy. We are not less to anybody. We are there, out there at that very top. We have to believe on the kind of input that we get from all social and economic strata of society. That itself is a great diversity of students that we get. We have got 180 of them now. So now they are looking at this employability part. This is the connection with the industry. This is where I think you people have to pitch in and try to get us on board of some employment, so that our students get some exposure, so that given a small trigger, they will be able to do it really well. I know, I can assure you that, because the kind of institute that we have, the kind of brand that has been built over a period of time, we have sufficient talent in our institute. Our students are good. Please help us out to join hands and see that their employability prospects, their job prospects will brighten up after you people make this a regular exercise. Thank you very much, Pandey. Thank you very much, Deepak, Prabhakar. I might have missed a few names, Mohan. Please don't mind, because these are the people who are so active, so energetic. Yatish Chandra. Every time I, speak, about Yatish Chandra. Yatish Chandra is always on a high. That's the reason I always put, whenever Yatish Chandra's call comes, I put it on open, because let others know the kind of energy that he is exuding. And Prabhakar is something amazing, and the way that, and the batch, any batch for that matter, everybody, I'm singling out a few names, please don't mistake me, but each one of you have shown that kind of an enthusiasm, energy in coming all over. I can see the excitement. Even yesterday when some of the students came and looked at, making the preparation, I could see that excitement right in there, complete, the DNA is charged up for this event. I am so happy that the same energy, the euphoria continues. Yes, sir. No, this is what I have already promised. You can ask Sridevi. I personally spoke to her saying that since you have come all the way from Australia just to be here, we assure you that the mantra, that is the state level management fest, would be restarted this year. I assure you that. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. Let us have this discussion, everlasting discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I know you all have been waiting very patiently, so now we have our professor, Dr. Amulya, to share the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. I know angry man is an angry man. It's a lunch time. I will not take much of your time. I am here to propose a vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who are present here. I am also a alumni of the same institute, 2002 passed out, and my classmates are here. And there are many batches here, but one thing we have common here is University of Mysore, DOSBA, and Anand sir. Yeah, we have this common. All of us are students of Anand sir, and all the core faculty here also students of Anand sir. So one thing is common for us, which binds, which glues us, is Anand sir. Yeah. Firstly, I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Loknath sir, for inaugurating this session and for inaugural address in his absence. And followed by, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to Madam Srimati M.K. Savita, Registrar of University of Mysore. Thank you, Madam. And I extend my thanks to Professor N. Nagaraj, who is my teacher, and currently the Registrar Evaluation of University of Mysore. Thank you for your time, sir. And I extend my heartfelt thanks to Mr. Sheshadri BC, who is a batch of 83 and 85, Senior VP and Business Head of Infosys, for making time and coming here and gracing the occasion. Thank you very much, sir. And the chairman of the department, Professor R. Mahesh, who is instrumental in bringing back all of you here with the long calls and tele and video calls and making you all come together today. Thank you, sir. And I express my heartfelt thanks to Anand sir. Because of you, we are today what we are today, sir. Thank you very much. And I express my heartfelt thanks to Professor S.J. Manjunath for welcoming you all for this session. Thank you all. We may have reached the end of Golden Jubilee celebration and Alumni Talk series, but this is a beginning of Golden Jubilee celebration. And we will meet again and again to continue this forward. And please have lunch with us. And thank you all.
Okay, a quick word for ladies, if you can just step forward. Sara, Vinita, and Shamla, Dr. Harsh. No, please. And all the people behind the show, wonderful work by you all. Thank you so much. Wonderful work by you all. Thanks so much. So I would just request the guests to stay for some more time because some of the batches want to take group pics. So if you can come in a queue, the batches who have not taken the group pics can just come over to the stage and... Okay, sorry, just ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I missed the most important part of the day, which is the national anthem. So let's raise for the national anthem, and I hope some AV help we'll get.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. And now for the group pics, quickly please, because the guests have been waiting for like 2.5, 3 hours now.
Yeah, just to have your attention for one more minute, there is lunch organized for the alumni on the first floor, and for the students, the current students, it's near the library. We will gather back at 2:30 for the alumni talk, and around 3:30 there is a cultural program for you all.
So everyone enters from that side and exits from here. So all the queues to be formed that side, please. And please settle down quickly, so we can do the catching up later. Dr. Anand, we just request, if you can take the pics. Thank you. Is your batch? 92. 98 2000 batch, Silver Jubilee batch. Yes, you, thanks so much. What do you do? Okay, the batches, please move quickly and help us go for lunch. Thanks so much. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸೇಮ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಬರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ.
Thank you so much for joining this.
Your good name?
I'm Shailaja from 2000.
Oh wow, okay. Nice to meet you.